How's it going, yo? It's Josue back again with another video on Inline Tech. And yo, I want to let you guys know about Google Stadia. I'm gonna be doing a lot more videos about Google Stadia as this channel keeps growing, because I feel like gaming has really just ignited a passion in me once again. Um, there's been a lot of course, like we've seen like the direction that the world's been going in lately, like especially with Cyberpunk 2077, when we had a game that had so much money put behind it, so much time spent on it, and it came out horribly. And that's just kind of like a product of capitalism and how things have gotten. It's like it's been less about the art and more about like making money. It's been about the hype, and I do believe that we are going to see a turnaround in this. Um, we're seeing the worst of it, but what happens is we see the worst of it right before it kind of just explodes on itself, and it just becomes something better, more beautiful. And as more of us, the consumers, the gamers, as well as the creators get into it and just say, hey, we care about this, we want better, we demand better. And once we do that, once we all as a collective decide that's what's going to happen, things will improve. We will get better quality games. We will get better quality everything. And for me, when I'm looking, I always look at the bigger picture. And console gaming is amazing, always has been. But there are reasons why I stopped playing on console. When I did. Yeah, part of it was I needed to go on a journey. I need to go figure some things out for myself. If you want to know about that journey, head over to my other channel. I am Josue Hear Me Raw, where I just talk about my spiritual journey and things like that, and what I learned. And I talk about a lot of the injustices going on around the world right now. You can head over to that channel. This here is more about gaming, but even when we talk about gaming, it's all connected. We still talk about the injustices, because the injustices that are happening in the world, it affects everything. So when we can bring law into it, when we can bring order into things, into whatever category, it helps every other category. So coronavirus is happening. A lot of us are spending time at home, and we need something to do. And gaming is like a beautiful way for that, beautiful way to connect. And as we can see, gaming, just as things are changing in everything else around the world, is gonna change in gaming as well. And it's a perfect time for us all to come together. And that's the thing I love the most about Google Stadia. It makes gaming accessible to pretty much anyone with an internet connection, and that is just beautiful to me. It is simple, it's not complicated at all. Anybody can understand this thing within like 10 minutes. You understand how to play it, and there's not much thought process behind anything. When you talk about the environmental impact, you're talking about something that you don't need to have a big console for. You're talking about something that you don't need to upgrade in 5 years or 10 years or anything like that. You look at a console, you have to replace it every couple of years. You look at a PC, you're upgrading it, so you're getting rid of parts, and these parts need to be recycled. You know, you want to get a better screen that has a higher refresh rate screen. Yeah, getting better screen, you might still want to upgrade that with Google Stadia, just getting a higher quality display, or maybe a higher refresh rate and things like that. But you're gonna need to upgrade and buy a lot less when you're talking about cloud gaming, because these computers will just be somewhere already, and you don't have to upgrade anything. You don't have to get rid of anything. You don't have to worry about space. Like, if I want to go and game somewhere else, I literally just bring my Chromecast Ultra with me, and I'm good. And that's my system, and that's so tiny that I can fit in my pocket. Literally, my system I'm carrying around with me, as long as wherever I'm going has a decent internet connection, and we're definitely going towards that in the future. Google already has their Google Fiber thing rolling out, and our connectivity is just gonna get better and better and better. Again, this just makes it so accessible to everybody. And then you got Destiny 2 free to play, so you can try Google Stadia for free and try a game for free, and put a lot of hours into that. And I'll definitely have to do more video just about the benefits of gaming in general. But yeah, I've been having a lot of fun, and I recommend it. I recommend to do it just because, again, it's not going to cost you anything. If you use my link below, you can actually get 2 months free of Stadia Pro. And with Stadia Pro, you're going to get access to a whole bunch of games like Pixel Junk Raiders, and so much more, like Hitman games, and Enter the Gungeon is pretty good, Outcaster. So there's a bunch of free games to play on there. PUBG is also free to play on there. So if you want to get started out on some battle royale type games, check that out. And system, there's been so much things in the media about Google Stadia dying. This has been happening since Google Stadia came out. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I myself, said no to Stadia when I first heard of it. Because I was at the time too when I believe Google Plus was dying, Hangouts was dying, and there's a lot of things that Google have done that have went to the graveyard. And beautiful things I feel like that really could have succeeded if Google wanted them to succeed. But we have to realize that Google is a pretty big company, and they've been around for a long time, and they probably will be around. So they're not stupid, and they have more information than we do. So for us to just think that like Google Stadia is gonna die for those reasons, it doesn't really make sense. And when you talk about gaming, this is on a whole other level. This is something that has really never been done before on a big stage like this. And it kind of, you look at Android, and when Android came out, really had never been done either, and that was a big competitor to Apple. And it's a good thing that they did because Android is all around the world now. So same thing with Stadia. Stadia right now, you can play it on your Android phone. They're gonna be installing it on the Chromecast. On the Chromebooks. A lot of Chromebooks are gonna come with Stadia pre-installed. So those people that get the Chromecast, they get that because they're gonna be connected to an internet connection. And if it's already there, and they can just click it, and then with the keyboard and the mouse, they can play games. Or with the PS4 controller, Xbox controller connected to their PC, to the Chromecast, they can play games, or they can get one of these and they can play games just like that. That is so simple. They don't have to worry about going to the store, getting a physical copy of anything at all. They don't have to worry about their system breaking down, getting a blue light of death, red light of death, or whatever it may be. They don't have to worry about a system fan. Like, if you really think about it, there's so many things you're bypassing when you're doing cloud gaming. All you have to make sure is that you have an internet connection. Like, just make sure your internet connection is good and stable, and you're gaming. You don't have to download the game. You don't have to download any updates. You don't have to worry about storage space. I know a lot of people out there that have only one game on their system right now, and they have to choose. They have to choose which game they like the most because that's the only game that they're gonna play because that's all that their system can handle at the time. And again, like I said, I stopped gaming mainly because of that reason. I remember the last call, I forget which Call of Duty this was, and I didn't even end up liking that Call of Duty. So I spent like $60 on this Call of Duty, waited in line at midnight to play it, went to the store, finally got it. I think I got home around like 1:30 and put it in, had to download an update. So, and the update was, again, this is PS4, so for some reason, updates took forever. So waiting for the game to update, I didn't play it till the next day because I just had to go to bed. As you get older, you have more responsibilities. You can't just stay up all night all the time. So that left a really bad taste in my mouth, and I just rather would just turn on the system, choose the game, and just play. And I've been doing that. And just because of that, I've enjoyed the system quite a bit, you know. And then you combine it with right now Ubisoft Plus. I believe it's $15 a month for that. But it's well worth it because you have access to pretty much the whole library, and you don't only just get the standard game. You get like the best version of the game. So typically, a game will come out with a standard edition, like a premium edition, or like Game of the Year edition, Gold edition, whatever they want to name it. And that edition typically will have like a season pass and will have DLC added to it or something like that. And you get that version. You don't just get the basic version. And then also, again, you can stream those games directly on your phone, on your laptop, on your PC, or on your TV. So I've been really enjoying Immortals Phoenix Rising. That's been my favorite. If you like Zelda, or if you just like single player games or games that you can complete like by getting all the trophies and getting things like that, really good game, really great story. It's funny, and they've already released one expansion, and they're just releasing another expansion as well with a new playable character as well. So you can put a lot of time into that game. Watch Dogs Legion, their multiplayer just released a couple days ago, and now you can go online and play with other people and team up and do a whole bunch of missions. And that game just looks really good. I haven't played it that much, but it's beautiful. Like I had a lot of fun just driving around with it and just like causing some mayhem. So that game is pretty fun as well. And then you have all the other Watch Dogs as well. You have Assassin's Creed. The Far Cry games are on there. The Crew 2. So you have a bunch of games. Scott Pilgrim is also on Ubisoft Plus. So it's beautiful, and I'm also waiting. Hopefully, like when Ubisoft does make their Star Wars game, that game will show up on there too. I have trust in Ubisoft. They've had like their rough patches and trying to get money out of people, but as long as we the consumers keep speaking up, and whenever these companies try to like screw us or try to take money from us, as long as we speak up and tell them no, we're not having it. Like let's put the power back into our hands. Let's put the power back into the gamers' hands because gaming is a beautiful industry. It's a powerful industry, and we just have to make sure that our voices are heard. And I think it's also important for the users as well to speak up about how much they love Google Stadia because Google Stadia is something that's beautiful, and the media seems heck. I guess I'm trying not to get like demonetized or whatever, but HE double hockey sticks bent on like destroying this platform, and whatever news comes out, they try to make it like to be negative. But a lot of the negative news that's been going towards Stadia can be said about all gaming platforms at some point or another, you know. And you have to realize that Google Stadia is doing this during a pandemic. They're doing this during a pandemic, and they're doing this at a time where people love to hate on things and people love to just grab headlines. Where unfortunately the media is really geared towards just hating and getting clicks and clickbait titles and things like that. And so the journalism has really been a letdown. And again, as consumers, we can speak up and say, hey, we want the real news. We don't want, if we can stop clicking on the clickbait things, if we can start calling out these companies when they do this, this is going to be beautiful. And again, power on our hands, freedom of speech. Let's let them know, you know, that we care about these systems and we want them to, we want them to thrive. I love what Google is doing. I love their mission. One thing they like to say about Google Stadia is how they fell short of a lot of things, but Google themselves, they have said that, you know, they have made a lot of promises. They came out with so many promises and they didn't meet those promises in that timetable, but it doesn't mean that they're not going to meet those promises. And they said that they will be releasing updates just as they happen. So there's no timetable, but they will happen. So you might just wake up one day, next thing you know, your game is playing at a higher resolution than it was before, or you might have a new feature. And of course, there'll be other people that do videos like this, and they'll be talking about the updates that are happening to Stadia along the way, so you can always check in with them as well. So, yeah, I think we're in a good boat right now. I'm really enjoying it. When I'm done recording this, I'm gonna just open my laptop and I'm gonna play some games, and like you can't beat that. Again, I have my Razer Kishi here. I'll be posting a video on it soon, but really not a lot to say. It's really simple. This right here allows me to play Cyberpunk, to play Destiny 2, and that's amazing to play a AAA game literally on your phone, on the go. All you need is an internet connection. This is the future of gaming right here, and any company that's not focusing on this is they're not really smart because again, bringing back just the storage capacity of things, just how big games are getting, and the fact that people have to choose which games that they have to have on their system, and they can only play one or two games at a time. When me, I can just boot this up even on my phone. I'm doing more than what some people can do on their console. That's amazing right there. On my phone, I'm doing more than what some people can do on their console. I repeat that. And I can do it on my laptop. My laptop doesn't need to be the latest generation laptop. It doesn't need to have a graphics card or anything like that. And yet, I'm playing Cyberpunk 2077 on it, just like that. When I'm playing on my phone, I don't have to worry about like battery drainage. 'Cause all I'm doing is streaming, so my phone's not gonna overheat because I'm playing this high quality, you know, game. Just because, you know, but if you're playing a game, let's say you download a game from the Android Play Store or the iOS Play Store, and it's a graphic intensive game, it's a big game. Again, it's taking up space on your phone, and when you're playing it, your phone might heat up because it's very demanding. You don't have to worry about that with this. You can get a game, you can get a phone that just has a nice screen and doesn't have the highest end processor, but as long as it's got a good Wi-Fi antenna and you're streaming it, you're good. And that's just beautiful. How can anybody hate on this? How can anybody want this to fail? And again, Google said they're not doing this to go against the console players, to steal the console players. This can be in addition to your console gaming. And as we go forward, we're definitely going to see more crossplay happening. I believe the game Outriders is coming out soon. It's going to be crossplay on all systems. So, and it's gonna come out on the same day on Stadia. So you're looking at more ways to play, more people to play with, and I'm talking about like drastically more people to play with because again, you take out the barrier of having to spend $500 on a console. You take out the barrier of having to spend, um, that much money on upgrading, extra storage, like all that stuff is less things to buy, which means better for the environment as well. So I feel like Google doesn't spend a lot of time talking about the benefits to the environment that this actually has, but it's there, and I love it. Um, yeah, so that's my video for the day, guys. A lot of benefits to cloud gaming. I'm really enjoying it, and I hope that you are enjoying it too. And if you do enjoy cloud gaming, maybe you're using Amazon Luna or what's the other one? GeForce Now. Yeah, GeForce Now. There's a couple other cloud ones too, but I've kind of stuck with Google Stadia. That's the platform that I've chosen. Um, but yeah, as long as they all keep improving, it'll be beneficial to everybody. And hopefully soon we'll see Sony step into the cloud as well because there are some Sony games that I still love and that I would love to play on the cloud, like Ratchet and Clank. I'm all for playing that on the cloud for real. So I prefer not having to buy a PS5 to be honest with you. It's gonna take up space. It's beautiful, but if I don't have to have it, I don't have to have it. Minimalism is where it's at right now. Like yeah, having a big PC and all that can be beautiful, but imagine not even having to needing that. Less things for someone to break. Imagine having a kid too. You don't have to worry about your kid knocking over your PS5 or PS4. Or I remember when I was younger, I think my PS1. I had a cousin of mine that kind of opened it and drew on it and messed it up. And that PS1 was a Christmas present. So when that happened, we were pissed. We're like, damn, you broke our system. If we had cloud gaming back then, there's nothing to break. They're not gonna go to the back of the TV, rip out your Chromecast Ultra and break that. Nah, that's not gonna happen. So many benefits. This is the future of gaming. And again, it doesn't get rid of console gaming. It doesn't get rid of PC gaming. It's just another alternative, and it's a beautiful one at that. That can just allow more people to get into the realm of gaming, and that's beautiful. And as we get more people into the realm of gaming, we're talking about many more different types of games, so we can put an end to this business of throwing out shitty games. Because more people are gonna be in there, more people are gonna be passionate about it, and with with cancel culture being here, hopefully that will get the devs to be like, not just the devs, because the devs are not the ones that want to put out a game that's not finished. Is the ones that is the stakeholders, is the people that intend on making like a lot of money. They want it to be out at a certain time even before it's ready, and they just plan to release updates as it goes. That needs to end now. We need complete games, and we're gonna be patient, and we are going to wait for these games. And another benefit of cloud gaming is developing for cloud gaming is seemingly easier than it is. So, and I believe it's only going to get easier because then they can just focus on making it work for these high-end computers that Google Stadia has, and that not just specific devices like that. And then these high-end computers that Google has, they don't have to limit anything because these are supercomputers. It's like literally having a supercomputer in your house, but you don't need to have the space for it. You don't need to spend thousands of dollars for it. You don't have to worry about updating it. Google takes care of all of that, and that's amazing. So if you enjoyed this video, let me know in the comment section below. Like and subscribe for more videos like this one if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.